Hey YouTube. That feels weird, but anyways, so I I guess if you're watching this video, you've already read the title of it, and chances are you probably follow me on other social media outlets like Tumblr or Instagram, so you've probably heard me mention this already, but I have decided to compete in my first NPC bikini competition. So I just wanted to make this video kind of going over why I've decided to compete and how I'll be prepping, and I guess talking about the show that I'll be doing. So I'll just jump right in. So there are a lot of reasons why I've decided to compete. I first, I guess, learned what bodybuilding competitions really entailed a couple years ago, about 6 months into my fitness journey, and I guess my first kind of foray into that was on Instagram, and the bikini competitors that I followed were the typical tilapia and asparagus 6 times a day, not very happy with their lives at the time, doing hours of cardio, and I was like, they look great on their show day, but they seemed very, very miserable going into it. So it wasn't something that I really had an interest in. And then I started following competitors who took a more, in my opinion, healthy approach to prep in terms of following flexible dieting, doing training hard, but not overdoing it to the point where, you're gonna rebound and gain 15 pounds right after the show. So that kind of really is when my interest got piqued. And I kind of made the decision to myself that I wasn't going to start a prep or make plans to do a competition until I felt that my body was at a point where I could go through a prep without having to resort to any extremes. And I honestly wasn't planning on doing a competition until 2017, just because next year, whoa, the bugs have no chill, sorry about that. Just because next year I graduate from law school, and so the only prep I plan on doing is bar prep. But I feel very confident right now with where my body is at and where my metabolism's at in terms of how much I'm eating, that now would be a good time for me to pursue this. So one of the main reasons that I really want to do the show is because I really, really, really miss being on stage and performing in front of an audience. I danced all through middle school and high school. I was on the dance team in college, and I love performing. I did plays and musicals too growing up, and it's just something I really love, and I wanted to be an actress for a while, but I decided to, go the lawyer route instead. But I think that this, a bikini competition, really is just kind of the best opportunity that I have to kind of get on stage in front of an audience and, do a little sassy routine, just because it's already combining things that I already do. I already train. The training style that I do is pretty bodybuilder-esque training, and I watch what I eat. I've been on my fitness journey for 2.5 years, so this is kind of already the lifestyle that I'm living. So I think that doing a competition is just kind of the natural progression of where I've been, and combines kind of my interests with performing with my fitness interests. So I think it's kind of a perfect mesh of that. So that's really my primary reason. And also I just kind of am at the point where I've reached my physique goals that I've had, and I'm ready for an added challenge. And I think that going through prep and preparing for a show that has an actual deadline is something that interests me, just to give myself that kind of extra push and that extra challenge to see really how far I can take my body physique wise. So I guess kind of another reason I want to do it, the show that I'm doing is the NPC Brooklyn Grand Prix. It is on October 3rd, which is 10.5 weeks out from right now. And it's just kind of a really weird coincidence, just the day that it's falling on. not because of the Mean Girls reference, but October 3rd has like historically been not always the best day for me, and last year October 3rd was a horrible day. And I really don't want to get into it, but it's like the events of that day are why I've chosen to go to another law school for this year. It's just, it was a day that really demoralized me and like kind of like really negatively impacted my self-esteem, and it just kind of like broke me a bit. So I think just the fact that a year later I can come back and feel strong and confident and get on stage and work a sparkly bikini and stripper heels, for me, that's kind of like a redemption kind of thing, and just kind of, you know, my way of being like, look, you can break me down, but I'll just come back stronger. So I like, it's like it's a weird coincidence, but I think that definitely kind of drove me to really kind of want to do this competition. And another reason I chose to do this show in particular is because it is in Brooklyn, and I live on Long Island, so that will eliminate some travel expenses because I don't, at least at this point, plan on getting a hotel. I know for this show, the like check-ins and athletes meeting are all that day, so at least I mean, I might be making this up. I'm under the impression that it's going to be kind of a smaller show, just because of that. Like, prejudging doesn't start until 11, whereas I know for a lot of other shows it starts at 9. So that makes me think that they're expecting fewer athletes, so that means there's, you know, less time that the judges have to go through all their stuff before finals. I don't know. That's just, again, maybe I'm making all that up. But, so, it's just convenient for me, and it's just, I don't know, it just seems like it's the perfect time. It's far enough out that I feel like I can slowly prep healthily. So yeah, that's why I decided to do that show. Now, in terms of how I will be prepping, I am not going to be using a coach. And I know people might have like very mixed feelings about that, but honestly, I just can't afford a coach, so that's the main thing. I'd rather put my money towards necessary expenses like my bikini and obviously registration fees, NPC card, photos, that kind of stuff. And I've been on my fitness journey for over 2.5 years, and I think I've been very successful at being able to transform my body, and I know how my body works. I know what my body responds well to. And then I will be using an If It Fits Your Macros flexible dieting approach to prep, because it's worked very well for me since I started it. I started doing, I guess, like a summer cut back at the end of March, and between the end of March and the like end of June, I lost like 16 pounds or so without dropping my calories low at all. You know, at the end of that, my macros were at 58 fat, 240 carb, and 140 protein. And then since the beginning of July, I've kind of been doing like a mini reverse diet, just because I had in mind that I would be doing this competition, and I kind of wanted to go into prep being able to eat as much as possible. So at this point, my macros are currently at 63 fat, 270 carb, and 140 protein, and I've actually lost 3 pounds. So that's that. So I really think I can go into a prep and do a prep in a very healthy way without having to drastically cut calories. And I know obviously my macros are going to decrease. Right now I'm really not doing any cardio beyond my like 10-minute warm-up that I do before I lift, and that'll definitely increase as well. You know, personally I'd rather kind of up the cardio rather than cut the calories, but we'll see how my body responds to certain things. And I'm also, like, at the moment pretty lean. I can't say with any like definitive certainty, but at the end of June, when I got my body fat tested using that kind of like hold on to the thing, I was at like 16.4 or 16.6% body fat. I can't remember exactly. And I'd estimate I'm probably about 16% sounds accurate given how my body is right now. I'm very vascular. I mean, this is not good lighting for that. I have like ab definition. It's just, I'm confident that a 10-week prep, because that's the duration I'm planning on doing, I can definitely lean down without kind of getting to any extremes. Like, I'm obviously not stage ready right now, but I don't feel that I need to really drop that much weight to be stage ready. You know, I'm lean enough to the point where anonymous people on the internet are telling me that I must not have my period. Like, false, but that's also really like creepy and weird that you're thinking that, and like that you felt the need to share that with me. I don't know. Sometimes, like, I don't think I've ever sent an anonymous question on Tumblr. Like, I don't know, why? Like, what's going on in your life? I don't know. That's another story. But, so yeah. So I think that I'm confident that I can, you know, bring my body to bring a good package to the stage, essentially. I'm not positive, but I might look into like hiring somebody or like getting help with like peak week and like what to do on show day, just because I don't have experience with that. I don't plan on doing any sort of like water or sodium manipulation, anything like that. Obviously, I might play around with my carb intake a bit, but that's kind of the only extreme that I'm going to do. And that's not going to be extreme at all. Like, I'm not going to like not eat carbs for like do 0 carb days or anything close to that. That would not be fun. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. And really my goals for the show, I'm not going in like expecting to win first place. You know, I know that for one thing, it's my first competition. You know, I'm already starting to practice posing. I've already bought shoes. I actually might look into getting a posing coach, or try to find classes. I know Cece Alexander actually had a class at my gym a couple weekends ago, but I had work that day. But I go to a bodybuilding gym, so if I and there's girls there that are practicing posing all the time, and if I stop being so shy and, you know, maybe ask them, you know, hey, who helps you with that? You know, I don't know. So, that's something I might get help with. But at the same time, I definitely do need some help, but I don't know. I feel like it's something that might come naturally to me just because I do have a dance background. So we'll see about that. So yeah, my goal isn't like to get on stage and win first place and take it all. Not at all. I just want to go on stage and really just bring the best package that I can bring. That's part of the challenge, and that's why I want to prep myself, because this is a challenge for me to, you know, bring the best physique that I can possibly bring. And I know that at the end of the day, no matter how I look on that stage, it will be the best my body has ever looked. And I use that in quotes because I guess that's very subjective. I know some people don't like girls who look super duper lean. I don't really, that's cool if that's your opinion. That's not doing it for you, I'm doing it for me. But yeah, so I want to have fun. I want to get my feet wet, see if it's something that I really do want to do more of. And if that's the case, I probably will use like professional coaching services in the future if I do decide to go that route. So yes, that is where I'm at right now. And I just wanted to share, I guess, my thoughts about that and why I'm doing it. And I'm super duper nervous about it because I literally just watched Christian Guzman's summer shredding finale, which was show day, and so all the backstage footage, and you see the girls and they're pumping up with the bands, and they got their rice cakes, and I'm like, getting really nervous. So, but I don't know. I think it'll be fun. That's really what I want to do. You know, I'm going into my 3rd year of law school, and the show is like still at like the beginning of the semester, so I don't think it's going to affect academics in any way. But I I don't know, it just seems really fun to me. It's kind of right up my alley. I'm not a very like glitzy and glamorous person. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I don't really do my hair ever. But I think just like, I know for me, I always love dance competitions and dance recitals and getting to dress up and, you know, go on stage and be the center of attention, that kind of thing, just for a short period of time. So that's kind of why I'm like kind of drawn to it. So yeah, so I'm nervous, I'm excited, I have a lot of emotions about it, but I think that it'll be a good experience. Regardless of the outcome, I have the support of my mom. That's really the only person who I really need support from, and then I have support from friends and other family members as well. And I've gotten already positive feedback from people like on Tumblr, and that like really means a lot to me. So I think this is something that I'm really excited about doing, and I'm looking forward to it. So yes, so I just wanted to share that with you and kind of put all my thoughts and emotions out there for the world. So yes.